Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're doing something a little different, maybe a bit unsettling. We're digging into some really compelling source material. It's from an audio narrative called Midnight Murmurs, and we're focusing on one specific story, the phone that rang at 3:33 a.m. And our mission today, well, it's not just to retell the story, though we'll definitely cover the creepy details. It's more about unpacking why a tale like this gets under your skin. What fears does it tap into? Maybe fear of the past, or fate, or even yourself. Okay, so the basic premise, as presented in the source, is pretty simple but really effective. There's this old rotary phone, right? Sitting on a stump deep in a forest, totally disconnected, no wires, nothing. But it rings every night. Bang on 3:33 a.m. An urban legend. But the narrator in our source material, they make a point of saying this one. Well, it felt different.
Right, and that's actually quite key. The narrator explicitly mentions being skeptical of the usual stuff, the Bloody Mary, haunted tunnels, cursed dolls kind of legends. By setting that up, by saying, I don't normally buy into this, it sort of lowers our defenses as listeners too. If this person, who's usually rational, is deeply affected, it makes the whole thing feel, well, more real, more possible. It really primes you for the dread.
Yeah, I get that. And it makes the turn when the narrator actually engages with it even more powerful. They're out night hiking with their cousin Ali. They wander off the trail, deep in the woods, isolated, vulnerable.
Perfect setup.
Yeah.
And that's when they find it, the phone. And the description is just chef's kiss for creepiness.
Yeah.
Old, cracked, covered in moss.
Yeah.
It immediately gives you this image of something ancient, forgotten, but also kind of watching. Like it's part of the forest, but raw. An artifact from somewhere else.
Definitely feels that way. And then comes the moment that pushes it from just folklore into something active, something personal. The narrator, almost testing it, asks, is this the phone from the story? And instantly
Rings.
Yes. The source describes it as a sudden, loud vintage phone ring, sharp, jarring, like it was waiting for that exact question.
Which is terrifying in itself. And the reactions here are fascinating, aren't they? Ollie's reaction is instant fear, primal. Ollie ran. Just gone.
Makes sense.
Boom. But the narrator, they don't. They stay. And you have to wonder why. Is it curiosity? Bravery? Or something else, like feeling pulled towards it?
It's that pull, that what if factor. It definitely heightens the tension because honestly, you wonder if you run or if you'd be just as drawn in.
Exactly. That fatal curiosity.
So, okay, the narrator stays, picks up the receiver, and first, nothing. Just hollow silence. Then the source notes a soft breath. So subtle, almost intimate, which makes it even creepy.
And then the voice comes through.
Yeah. Described as a distorted, childlike whisper. And the first thing it says is,
This is me. Wow. Okay, let's unpack that for a second. Hearing your own voice, but younger and terrifying. That hits something deep, right? That fear of like your identity fracture. It's not just a ghost, it's you, but a version of you trapped somewhere awful.
Absolutely. It's profoundly disturbing.
And then it gets worse. The voice says, he's right behind me. He has your face.
Oh, man.
So now it's not just a past self in terror. It's a warning, a shared threat linked directly to the narrator's present self, their own face.
Yeah.
It implies this cycle, this inescapable doom.
And the narrator's reaction is pure shock. I didn't speak. I couldn't. Then just drops the phone.
Understand. Completely understandable. A total violation of your sense of self.
But dropping the phone doesn't end it.
No, that's maybe the most terrifying part. The line stays open, and the phone starts to scream.
And the source is very specific here. It wasn't static. It wasn't just noise.
Right, it was a full-blown gut-wrenching scream, and crucially, my voice crying out from my Tahir.
Mixed with glitchy, static, layered reverb. It sounds like a recording of pure agony.
It's like the phone isn't just a conduit, it's broadcasting this captured moment of ultimate terror, forcing the narrator to witness their own past or maybe potential future suffering.
It's horrifying. And after the scream finally stops, Ollie comes back, finds the narrator just standing there.
Yeah, Ali apparently had to drag them away, and Ali told them later they'd been standing there for almost 15 minutes.
Frozen, mouth open, eyes blank.
The narrator says, I don't remember any of it. That lost time.
Right.
That gap is so significant. It adds this whole other layer of violation. What happened in those 15 minutes? Was something taken or put there? A blank space where maybe the connection solidified.
It really ramps up the horror. So the phone itself, what happens to it in the legend? Does anyone know?
Well, that's part of the legend's power. The source says it's ambiguous. Some say the phone's still there. Others say it moves.
Like it's hunting.
Maybe. Or just reappearing. waiting for the next lost soul.
Yeah.
It becomes less a place and more this recurring phenomenon. You might not find it. Maybe it finds you.
Which connects back to that theme of inescapable encounters.
Exactly. The idea that some experiences, some connections are maybe fated, especially perhaps for people grappling with their own pasts or futures.
And that feeling of inescapable connection carries right through to the narrator's present day. This is the kicker. They say, now, every night at 3:33, my phone vibrates. Their cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
No number, no missed call, just a notification.
Chilling. That one word, connected. It takes it from a terrifying memory to an ongoing relationship almost.
Yeah.
It suggests the trauma isn't just remembered, it's active. It's become part of them. A digital leash back to that moment, or maybe to whatever's on the other end. If the encounter wasn't just an event, it was an initiation.
So it leaves you thinking, doesn't it? When something from your past or maybe even your future tries to reach out, what does that connection mean? What kind of call is it?
It really makes you consider that advice from the Midnight Murmurs source itself. If you hear a ring in the middle of the night, don't answer.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be for you. It might be from you. That implies the danger isn't always external.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the call we fear most is coming from inside the house, metaphorically speaking, from fragmented parts of our own self.
That's a really cool thought. What if those calls are really scary? What if they aren't from outside? From within?